Yeah, I want it all. That's why I strive for it.
Diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it.
That's the opening line to UMG's motion to dismiss Drake's defamation lawsuit. And then they go on to say, quote, plaintiff, one of the most successful recording artists of all time, lost a rap battle that he provoked and in which he willingly participated. Instead of accepting the loss like the unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to salve his wounds. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice. I know this says this is a motion to dismiss, but it's feeling like UMG's version of a diss track, ain't it? I'm not a lawyer, but I read all 32 pages of this motion to dismiss, so let me tell you the reasons why UMG says that Drake's lawsuit should be dismissed. To start off, UMG says that context matters, and when you understand that Not Like Us is a diss song that was released during an ongoing rap battle in which both artists said things that were exaggerated and violent towards each other, it's clear that this song is not the basis for a legitimate lawsuit. Specifically, the lawsuit says, Not Like Us, like all of the recordings in the feud between Drake and Lamar, and like the many notorious diss tracks throughout rap's history, consists of a series of hyperbolic insults. Hyperbolic meaning exaggerated. It goes on to say that Drake has been pleased to use UMG's platform to promote his songs attacking Kendrick Lamar, including that Kendrick Lamar engaged in domestic abuse and that one of Lamar's business partners and managers is the true father of his son. But now, after losing the rap battle, Drake claims that Not Like Us is defamatory. It is not. While the complaint focuses almost entirely on Not Like Us, it disregards the other Drake and Lamar diss tracks that surrounded Not Like Us, as well as the conventions of the diss track genre, and thus critically ignores the context of the dispute. When assessed in context, UMG asserts that Not Like Us is clearly something that cannot be used as the basis for a lawsuit. And then UMG calls out that Drake himself has previously signed a petition basically saying that prosecutors shouldn't be using rap lyrics against artists because rap lyrics aren't literal, which goes to their point that Not Like Us was also not literal. From there, UMG addresses the 3 causes of action that Drake is suing them for. As a reminder, Drake's cause of action number 1 is for defamation because of the A minor, I hear you like 'em young line. And to this, UMG lays out that to sue for defamation, the statements that were made must have been presented as fact, not opinion or exaggeration. And in this case, they say everything about Not Like Us and the context in which it was presented shows that it was presented as opinion and exaggeration, not fact. And to make this point even clearer, they reference a recent lawsuit between actor Michael Rapaport and the blog Barstool Sports. In that lawsuit, Michael Rapaport sued Barstool Sports, alleging that they made statements accusing him of having herpes and abusing his ex-girlfriend, which he said were defamatory. But a judge ruled that when you consider that those statements about Michael Rapaport were made in the midst of a very public and heated dispute between those two parties, and that the statements were made on platforms like social media, blog sites, and sports radio, where people expect to hear opinion, not facts, the judge ruled that those statements were protected as opinion and hyperbole, not statements that could be used to sue for defamation. Michael Rapaport then appealed that judge's ruling, and the appellate court agreed with the lower court. The appellate court ruled that the statements were made during a hostile, vulgar, and hyperbolic feud. The use of name-calling, vulgar language, and hyperbolic insults are all indicators to whoever is listening or watching that what is being said is not fact, but rather exaggerations and opinions. So UMG says that's exactly what's happening here. It was a feud or a rap battle where two sides were going back and forth with exaggerated, vulgar, and hostile claims, and much of what they talked about, including the A minor line, were things that have already been reported on and widely acknowledged, making them opinions and not grounds for defamation. Specifically, it notes that for years there's been rumors and speculation of Drake's misbehavior around minors, and that Millie Bobby Brown is one of the things that most people are aware of when it comes to this. The lawsuit literally says she, meaning Millie Bobby Brown, talked about texting with Drake when she was, a minor. UMG also highlights that Drake himself referenced the rumor about him and minors when he used an AI version of Tupac's voice on Tailor Made Freestyle, encouraging Kendrick to bring it up.
Call him a bitch for me. Talk about him liking young girls as a gift for me.
The suit says rappers know that their lyrics are exaggerated and non-factual because it's a part of the game. And in the footnote, they say Drake has made obviously non-factual claims about himself in his own music. including that he has connection to organized crime and has been involved in mob hits. They quote lyrics from Mob Ties, which says,
I fuck with a mob and I got ties. Knock you off to pay their ties.
The second cause of action, or thing that Drake is suing UMG for, is for harassment, and it was based on two reasons. Number one, Drake says that UMG promoted Not Like Us in order to devalue his brand, so when it came time for contract negotiations, they could sign him at a lower rate. And secondly, Drake says that the song is a call to violence against him, and UMG still promoted it. And to that, UMG says, boy bye. Okay, not really, but kinda. They first say Drake's nonsensical theory that UMG wanted to devalue his brand is simply not harassment. And even if that was their plan, Drake didn't explain how signing a devalued Drake to a contract with them would make them any more money. If anything, they say a devalued Drake would mean less sales, which means less money for them. And then in regards to the song being a call to violence, UMG says the sound of someone being beaten up demonstrated by doesn't qualify as speech that would incite violence. They go on to say that this example is very similar to when Drake had gunshot sounds on Family Matters and the lyrics,
You're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
or when he said,
I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia.
and
Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger.
so in short, UMG is saying Drake can say and do what he wants on a song, but when Kendrick does it against him, it's not okay. Now, the final cause of action is for violating the New York general business law, and that's because Drake says that UMG used bots and paid people to promote and play Not Like Us, making it seem more popular than it actually was. And to this, UMG says that bot claim came from some anonymous person on a stream who said they were hired by Kendrick's manager. The person never said they were hired by UMG or Interscope, and so UMG says this issue is directed at the wrong person. And when they notified Drake's lawyers of this point, they say Drake agreed to withdraw and correct this allegation, but he just never did. And then to the pay for play allegation, UMG says that Drake has provided no proof or basis for this allegation. It's just something that he believes to be true. And then they say, even if the pay for play payments did happen, who's to say the song wouldn't have been just as successful without those payments? The suit also includes a footnote that says UMG disputes the contention that anyone paid for or otherwise used bots to inflate streams of Not Like Us, as there is no evidence of any such stream manipulation, and the record evidence filed in a separate legal proceeding that Drake initiated against UMG but then abandoned earlier this year is to the contrary. So for all of those reasons, and a few I didn't go through, UMG says that Drake's entire lawsuit should be dismissed with prejudice. So how y'all feel?